Okay, I don't know where the war started or who hurt y'all, but there's a lot of anger going on right now. Y'all are weird. We just talked about the temperature control and just the fact that you can sleep better if you get a cord. I didn't even anticipate this being an issue.
Right.
But people are bugging out on the text right now because I said my kids can change the thermostat.
Well, they did last night, and you woke up sweaty.
I did, but I'm saying like that, and that's because I just didn't. I could have adjusted it on the thing, but I just stayed under, and I was, whatever. But the fact that people are like the litany of people who are texting right now.
Yeah, you're not allowed to touch the temperature, the thermostat whatsoever. At least in my house growing up.
But okay, so people are accusing me of they say what black household are you from? Listen, I've grown up with family members who had like a written note on top of the thermostat, like don't adjust the thermostat or blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that was family members, but not my house. My house was pretty much like, all right, you want it, you change it.
Really?
And now the parent would change it back. It's no like war. If you change it again and they're like, hey, we doing this for a reason, then you know.
You're a free range kid. You're just allowed.
I'm not a free range kid. Like what kind of prison would I be having if I'm like not letting my children adjust the air conditioner if they're not comfortable?
Here's the thing. If I was allowed to change the temperature, only if I called my mom. Again, if it was in the middle of summer and the house was a little bit too warm because she was at work or something, I could easily call my mom, explain like, hey, and she'd be like, oh, of course, it's too hot, go for it.
Call your mother to say, hey, I'm at home and it's too hot. I want to adjust the air conditioner.
Hell yeah.
That sounds like prison.
A whooping would have happened if I touched that thermometer, the thermostat in the middle of the night like your daughter did last night. And I get it. She was uncomfortable. She was like too warm, so she dipped it down to like 65.
I would never say don't touch. Who wants to be the parent to say don't touch my thermometer?
Yeah.
Or thermostat.
Thermostat, yeah.
Hell, a thermostat.
I know.
Whatever.
Yeah. Out of the 813, good morning. Meredith is right. My mom would have never let me touch the thermostat. That's just something you don't do. It also contributes to a high electric bill.
It does if you got a bunch of those days, but I'm saying it ain't like they just will come home like, ooh, let's see what numbers we can get up to today. They change it when they're uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Like this person out of 727 says, man, my mama didn't play that. She said, you don't pay no bills. Don't be touching that thermostat.
Exactly. That's how it was in my house too. And leaving the lights on, that's a different thing, but still I would always accidentally like leave the light on in my bathroom, but it was a really big deal to just mess with the thermostat.
Nah, I'm the only one that can change it because I'm the only one paying the electric bill. Y'all hear how you sound?
You sound
that
crazy.
Sounds terrible.
You sound kind of crazy.
Imagine being your children and they're in the room like, I'm so hot. But I dare not touch it. Like, I mean, what kind of prison are you running?
Okay, so just as an example, this happened to you last night. So your daughters were too hot, so they turned down the AC, dipped it down to like really cold. You could probably look it up on your app and see.
Yeah, it went down. It went down to like 71, I think.
Okay, 71. All right, that's not that bad.
And I had it like, I mean, because the median like temperature in the house was probably like a good 73.
But you were cold, which made you get a comforter, right?
Well, I have a comforter on the bed.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I just peel it back and only sleep under the sheet because that's good temperature control for me. One leg out, be able to hook it up.
Right.
And when I got under the sheet and I went to sleep, I was like, oh. And I pulled over the joint and then just got under it and kind of like, oh.
Cuddled.
And then I fell asleep and didn't move. So.
And then you woke up.
And I woke up this morning at 4 and was like, whoa. And I was like wet.
Yeah,
like,
you were drenched in sweat.
Because I never sleep under all of that material.
Right. And that's when my mom would have got up out of her bed and would have come like in my room, like cussing me out pretty much because I messed with the thermostat. Yeah.
Life ain't that serious. It ain't that bad.
I agree with you.
I mean, because waking up like in a sweat, you're gonna take a shower anyway, so
I get
it's not really a big crazy deal.
Thermostat was
wake up. Who touched the really?
It was a big deal in my house, and it's still a big deal in my dad's house up in Charlotte.
This says you were a free range kid, Orlando. Kids were not allowed to touch the thermostat growing up.
Yeah, all day.
Vincent just wrote, Orlando, if I would have changed the temperature at our house, I would have drew back a nub. My mama didn't play that. She gonna chop off your hand for changing the temperature.
Yeah, or smack it or something.
That sounds not safe.
It's serious here. It
The
definitely
struggle is real.
Mhm.
They have. I don't know how to use the thermostat until I moved into my first place.
Yeah. You don't know how to use it.
So you.
What?
They couldn't touch it, so he didn't know how to use it.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah, you know what? There's even, in case anybody doesn't know, there's a lockbox in the studio. We're not allowed to even mess, like an actual plastic lockbox.
But that's now. But tell them why though.
Because even adjusting it, like up one or down one, will completely shut off the entire thing because all the studios are connected.
All of the studios in this whole radio row, so you're talking QRK, Q105, Maxima, like all of the stations that are here are, up and down the hall linked to the same air conditioner. And so when, you know me, I blame Babs for everything. So like when Babs is in here and she's like, it's hot, and she adjusts it, it changes everybody's.
Right.
And so then people start getting into a war.
Yes.
They take it up, they take it down, and that puts too much stress on it. So the engineers put lock boxes around it, like saying you can't touch it or you're going to mess it up for all of the stations. And we know when it gets really hot in here, when it breaks, it's uncomfortable and the equipment gets hot. And so it has to be kind of regulated. I understand that lockdown.
Yeah.
Locking down your house with people, that's like saying don't turn my lights on. You don't pay for the light bill.
Yeah. Well,
So why you in here with the lights on in your room?
Well, I feel like that's a little different.
It's not though.
Wasting.
It's electricity. It's like, so if your argument, which I mean, I'm not saying I was free range, I was not.
Right.
But for the sake of the argument, allowing me to adjust the AC at the house is just like allowing me to have a nightlight.
Well, you want your kids comfortable, and I get that. But, okay, there are households that actually have lockbox that are listening to us right now. Out of the 813, my mom used to keep a lockbox over her thermostat to where we couldn't even touch it because she used to tell us all the time, you don't pay bills, no touching nothing in my house. That number belongs to you.
You don't pay bills. You don't buy groceries.
Right.
So don't go in my fridge. What? I mean, what? Everybody, we just stop it at the air?
It's a serious thing, though. I mean,
But that's
couples
not,
argue
though.
about-
I mean, if you hear yourselves, that should be embarrassing. Like, if your kid can't open the fridge to get groceries and because they don't pay,
Right.
or they can't turn on their light if they get up in the middle of the night, why you got that light on? It's late. Better turn it down. You ain't. I mean, who's gonna bitch at them about pay? They don't pay for anything.
I used to get yelled at because I would leave the front door open too long, like talking to the neighbor's kid or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
and letting
you trying
the
to air
AC
condition
out.
outside?
Right,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
old school grandma type
AC
stuff.
is very serious in my household.
I couldn't touch mine growing up. As soon as I got my own place, I cranked it all the way down. I learned my lesson when I got my first electric bill. My kids better not ever
See, that's
touch
exactly
the air
good.
conditioning. Wow, y'all are running a little bit of kind of a prison.
This one says out of the 352, yep, don't go in my fridge either without asking. That's a little crazy. That's crazy. Like, you can
That's
eat.
crazy, but
You
the
can
AC
eat.
thing is okay.
I-
That's dumb. That's dumb.
I would
I'm
just got
sorry.
yelled at in the middle. Like, I would have never changed the thermostat in the middle of the night.
If you have a household where your child can't go in the fridge without asking,
That's crazy.
what kind of hurt did you experience as a child? Because you doing way too much. Wait, somebody's already calling. Let's see here. Wild, hello.
Hello?
Hey, Orlando, look, you grew up as a free woman child. It's no secret. You probably grew up next door to Donald Trump.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Why am I a free range child? Because I got to touch the AC system.
Because, man, nobody touched the AC.
Yep, same.
Your mom or your grandma do not wake up and sweat.
Oh.
You hear me? You can. You can, but not them. No.
Can I ask you a question? Are your kids allowed, or the kids in your family allowed to get something out the fridge without asking?
It depends on spring break week. They have to ask.
Ooh.
What?
They have to ask during spring break week because the refrigerator will stay open like the front door.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Everybody going in and out of that fridge. Yeah. I mean, I've heard that
Yeah.
from my family. Get out that fridge. Ain't nothing in there. You got dinner coming up. You gonna spoil your dinner. I get all that stuff. I mean, so I wasn't free range, just running it how I want. But what I'm saying is, if we,
Yes, you was.
if we are running the whole list of, hey, if you don't pay for it, you can't touch it, like the AC thing.
Yeah.
That would mean lights. That would mean fridge.
Yep. Leave the lights on too long.
Same.
Let my
Same.
grandma walk through the house and see some lights on. You gonna get a shoe or something.
Hilarious.
It's something flying.
Yeah.
She might be in there playing the game and left the light on in the laundry room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bam, what? Oh.
Or the
You just
TV
stop for a
on. If
minute.
you left the room and
Yes.
the TV on, it's like, oh, the TV in here watching the
Oh,
couch.
yeah.
I've dealt with that, but I'm just, this is weird
See,
though.
and that's what I'm saying. You was a free range child because you was able to touch the AC. We don't do that.
We're jealous of you, to be quite honest.
Okay.
We were not.
Yeah, we real jealous of you, Orlando. You can start rubbing that in.
Hey, I appreciate it, fam. Wow.
Yeah, out of the 863, it's serious when your light bill skyrockets in the summer to $600 and $700. So no, my kids are not allowed to touch
6
it.
or 7, but that if you're at the house, you notice that it's colder. It would have to be cold for a whole month. Colder for a cold month to have an increase.
But if you have I've had my kids change the thermostat in the middle of the night without me knowing, and I will wake up when it's like a little bit warmer, and I swear to God it didn't happen again because I was pissed off about it. You can't just be sneaky and by the way, you're 8. Don't touch the thermostat. So for several reasons, no. It does change, and it's so expensive nowadays. Yeah, absolutely not. And we're not keeping it uncomfortable in the house. Your house is probably really nice.
I mean, I have it warmer. I mean, like, and that's the other thing. Their mom keeps it really cold. She likes it about 69, 70.
Did y'all always argue about what temperature?
All the time. That's when we got the nest. Because
yeah.
we would be on opposite sides of the house changing it, just being real toxic. Like, it would get 69, and I'd be like, damn, it's cold. And I'd get out the nest and be like, 72. And then she would change it and be like, 69. And then I'd be like, 71. like it was like playing air conditioning poker. It was crazy.
Thank you guys for watching the video. For all things wild, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.